Do you miss your father? Think about him.
When I think about him, I do. Now, when do I think about him? I thought about him yesterday, working through a script I'm working on right now, working on scene work. And I just had that quick little reaction of wanting to show him, hey, check this out. Mm-hmm. That's right. And then I don't get sad. I go, he would have loved this. Whereas my mom wants to be on the stage, my dad would have been on the front row.
He's more fun to show stuff too.
Yeah, and he would have, and you know, as what he would, we would have. He knew he was a character. He knew characters. I've based parts of all kinds of characters I played, and the man that I am on people that he introduced me to and who he was. He would have loved the creative process of working on a script or talking about, hey, movie. That's why I always say I love the movie Mud, because it's the one that I've visualized and seen my dad come to me so many times as a 12-year-old and put his arm around me and go, hey, little buddy, you seen this movie called Mud? God damn it, it's a good one. Let's go watch it. That. Now, my dad never got to see me start a career in film, but he was alive 5 days into he overlapped the first 5 days of me working on my first film, Dazed Confused. Now that, I think, there's something beautiful about that. He didn't ever come to the set. We didn't talk about it, but he was alive for me to start something that was more than a fad. That was something that would become something that I love to do. And I do miss not him, you know, and then I go out of that. We talked about him 2 nights ago with our daughter. I was rubbing my daughter's feet. And my mom, who's living with us, 91, comes in and goes, oh, look at you, just like your pop. And he's like, what? And he goes, oh, because my dad loved to rub somebody's feet, rub my mom's feet, rubbed all of me and my brother's girlfriend's feet. When we would have a date, they would come over early because they knew they were going to get a foot rub from Jim McConaughey. And then we'd come out, me and my two older brothers, this has been on for decades. We'd come out of the shower ready to go, buttoned up, and they're looking at me like, oh, we ain't going anywhere right now. And so we told the story, you know, to my daughter, and I was like, oh yeah, my dad's, his hands, I miss his hands. His hands could heal.
So you carry him in you.
I hope so. I hope so. And it's a challenge for me, and I suppose it's like this for any son. How much do we hang on to, and how much do we let go and evolve and update the OS and try maybe better or different? You know, it's that there's certain things that I know that I fully believe in. It's like, when do we cast away our father? Mm-hmm. You know, when do we say, no, I'm going after the dream. I'm not asking your permission. I question that from time to time for myself, because and it almost feels blasphemic, if that's a word. Sometimes I feel like, what are you doing? You can't check that and go like, well, no, I'm not sure if I want to really. And then I immediately kind of let myself off, because I believe where he is, he's going, go, buddy. Yeah. Go, you're free, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to hold you back if you misread that, or I didn't teach you that as well as maybe I wish I could have. Go, you're free. You're not going to lose. Trust that you're not going to lose. It's in your DNA. It's in your lineage, young man.
Still, it's scary to not have a safety net. Losing your father is scary in that way. That you realize this world is just you. In some deep, fundamental way, it's just you.
Yeah.
You're alone.
Yes. But, also not having that. It's such a gift of deliverance, though, as well. Because it's an awesome feeling to know we're alone, to know we don't have that, to know you don't have take 2 or take 3, that it's one take. I mean, the peripheral vision improves. The link and understanding with our past improves. Because I know for me, I was not ever considerate of my past at all. Because my dad had that. If I needed it, he was my well for that. Well, he's gone. Like I said, he had they have our back. Well, and then when they no longer have our back, all of a sudden I'm going like, oh, well, maybe I need to look back and start giving some credit to how I got here, what I'm doing, and where I'm heading. It gave me the first time courage to even look over my shoulder. Because again, I didn't have to. Because I don't have to look. Dad's got my back. No, Dad's gone from this life. He doesn't have your back. Okay. So, I don't know. In me, because it's inevitable, I very quickly go to, all right, in the pain, the loss, and yes, even loneliness, which is different from being alone, and loss. Pretty immediately, part and parcel with the pain, I felt it.
In the pain, you saw the gift, the red light of losing your father.
Pretty immediately, less impressed, more involved. I came like a couple weeks after moving on.
Is there a trick to that? To see the gift in the pain?
That's a good question. Is there a trick to it? Not that I know of. I have to catch myself from trying to intellectualize my way into the reasoning and not skip over real feelings and discomfort. I did get that from my mom, and I have to watch it. That so resilient that we just dust ourselves off and get up and go.
You want to sit in the feeling. You want to feel it. You want to deeply feel the pain.
I want to deeply feel it. I want to look it in the eye and deeply feel it, but I don't want to wallow in it.
Yeah.
Now I was raised where you skip the deeply feel and let's go. And I've said it before, but that will lead to having turned into a person who is a repeat offender of the same crimes, because you just get up and you don't have a winter in your life. You know what I mean? You don't have there's no introspective time. You don't look over your shoulder into the past, and so you just get up and you're like, all right, I've stepped in the same pile of whatever 100 times, and I'm fine. I'll do it 101st. Doesn't hurt. Hell, it's good luck. Well, hang on a minute. Maybe we want to stop and go, what can I learn from that? But I don't know of a trick. I think if there's any trick, I would say it's just how quickly can we admit the inevitable? That's what I talk about in the book about. Once you know it's inevitable, how do we get relative?
Yeah.
Not skip it, not throw it to the side, not deny it, which I'd love to talk about that here sometimes too, about the value of denial sometimes.
The value of denial.
Yeah. But how quickly do we, once something's inevitable, go, okay, any mind and heart time I'm spending about going, no, I can't believe that happened. No, did that really happen? Anytime we spend it trying to deny that what has already happened, that seems to me to be, I'm not sure the value of that time. So if there's any trick, I would say once you know something's inevitable, even though how painful it is or how awesome it is, start getting relative with that. And in the relativity is seeing there's a gift here. And if I realize that gift, I'm honoring. Now I'm on to building up the beautiful passage of my father leaving this life. Now I'm on the march to go, yes, let's let the legacy, let this become omnipresent. Let him live through me. Let me become more him.